You look at a lot of these apparel-related companies, clothing companies, whatever you want to call them, right? They're not doing too well. Nordstrom's down about 2% year-to-date. Nike's down almost 4% year-to-date. Foot Locker's down over 18% year-to-date. Macy's is down 26% year-to-date. And Revolve's down about 26% year-to-date, right? And so, nonetheless, folks, all these clothing-related companies are down pretty big. Now, part of the reason, I believe, is from the first half of the second half of 2021 through the first half of 2022, there definitely was kind of a boom in clothing-related sales. Why was this? Well, it was because the world was opening back up. People started going back to school, right? Obviously, people started going back to work, offices, all that stuff, right? And so it was kind of like a huge short-term boom for clothing sales. And obviously, all that's gone, okay? But there's something, I think, more troubling here, okay? Much more troubling. What this shows me is how bad the consumer's really hurt. Let's think about clothing sales. For the most part, clothing is a little bit of a want, right? I feel like almost everybody, the majority of the U.S. population at least, has plenty of clothing, right? But people go buy new clothing because they're like, oh, I want to change up my style, or that looks nice, I want to buy that. It's usually a want-based thing, right? It's not really a needs-based thing, especially for mass clothing. And so what we see playing out here is this just shows you how bad the consumer is really hurt right now when you see things like this. Now, this gets way more troubling, in my opinion, than just what we looked at here, okay? So look at Amazon. Amazon's up 35%. I wouldn't be surprised if Amazon's taken a lot of market share this year. And I actually told my private stock group a story recently where I actually went to Foot Locker and then I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. I was looking for a specific style of a athletic shorts I want for the summertime, right? And I couldn't find what I was looking for at those stores. So where did I go? Amazon. And I found exactly what I was looking for a super affordable price. And I got them in the mail, I put them in the washer, and they're awesome. Okay, absolutely awesome. I love them. And I can tell you they're far cheaper than anywhere else. And so I wouldn't be surprised if right now Amazon's actually taken major market share in apparel. I wouldn't be surprised at all clothing related sales, because when, they're starting to have a better inventory than other folks out there, right? Which is one of many reasons why I'm buying Amazon. Now, this gets in a more troubling thing, because you got to understand, Bath and Body Works, this stock was up 12+% in the last couple trading days, right? And so it was interesting because I saw the stock up, and then I watched Fast Money last night on CNBC. And they kind of pitched it as like Bath and Body Works was doing really well. And so I assumed, that's great. Bath and Body Works is doing good. Consumers doing well. Okay. And then I looked into the numbers, folks. And the numbers were bad for Bath and Body Works. We went through the numbers in the private stock group here today. The numbers were bad for Bath and Body Works. And I'm talking about EPS down roughly 50% on a year-over-year basis. I'm talking about comp store sales being negative in the United States of America and Canada. I'm talking about the direct business being down double digits in the United States and Canada. Direct business meaning basically their online business. I can tell you, numbers were bad, horrible. Not quite as bad as Foot Locker. That was a whole different situation, but dang, they were bad, okay? And so when you're seeing this play out, it's a little scary because these are smaller ticket purchases, right? Foot Locker, I mean, most stuff in there is under $150, under $100, right? And it's not like it's, you need to take a loan to buy their stuff. Bath and Body Works, like I went to the front page of Bath and Body Works, like look at, $14.99 candles. Like most stuff at Bath and Body Works is under $20, right? Soaps and shampoos and candles, stuff like this, right? And it's funny, they put a thing right on the front page, get $10 off any $30 purchase, which definitely means they're promotional right now when it comes to Bath and Body Works. So that's a little troubling. That's a little troubling to see where the consumer's at right now, that they're cutting back on even a lot of these smaller purchases, which is never a good thing to see, at least in the short term, right? And then it led me to think, okay, Bath & Body Works, they used to become part of a company named L Brands that I used to own many years ago. And they used to be part of this with Victoria's Secret and Pink, okay? And basically Victoria's Secret, Pink, they broke off, and Bath & Body Works, they broke off. They're their own companies, right? And you look at a company like Victoria's Secret, company's pretty much at the lows it's been since they went public, right? Which goes to show you the weakness in that business as well. And so overall, this doesn't scream the consumer's necessarily in a very good place right now, okay? This is screaming like the consumer's in a tough spot right now. And the Fed needs to really, really pay attention to this in a meaningful way, right? Dick's Sporting Goods is reporting Tuesday also before the bell. This one I'm keeping an eye on. Why? Because of Foot Locker, okay? Foot Locker reported those really bad earnings, and Dick's is seen as one that kind of, how can you say it? Kind of moves with Foot Locker. And I believe even on the Foot Locker results, when that stock was down 27%, look at what Dick's did, right? Dick's was down almost 7% that day, strictly because of what Foot Locker reported. So they're like, oh, Foot Locker reported bad earnings, so is Dick's going to report bad earnings. Now, here's where things get really intriguing in regards to this whole storyline, is Dick's is actually expected to grow, right? Whereas Foot Locker's revenues were down about 11%, Dick's is expected to grow. Now, the good thing for Dick's Sporting Goods versus a Foot Locker is Foot Locker only is like you're going there to buy, athletic shorts or shirt or ultimately shoes, right? Whereas Dick's Sporting Goods sells all types of sporting related things, way beyond just clothing, right? And so, nonetheless, with sports, being fully ramped back up, it's been this big, busy spring in regards to the sports season. That should at least help Dick's offset some of that. But something I saw that might be a little troubling for Dick's here is this. I went to their website, and what do they greet you with right off the bat? 50% off Memorial Day deals right off the bat, or as soon as you go to the website. When these companies are getting so promotional like that, and they're throwing stuff right on the front page, 50% off, right? Generally, it means that they're in a tougher environment, and they feel like they have to do these big deals to get sales. Okay, it's usually not the best sign. That's the bottom line. It's usually not the best sign when these companies are doing things like that. So it is just something to keep in mind there. That being that right when you open the website, you greeted with that. A little troubling there. Okay. Elf on a Shelf is reporting Wednesday after the bell. Obviously, cosmetics company, beauty-related company, is treated us tremendously well, right? And I regret every share I've ever sold of Elf stock because the percentage gain on this one has been astronomical, right? 1,100% plus. It's done me better than even Tesla stock has done me, right? So it's been great. They're reporting Wednesday after the bell. And in regards to Elf, I got to say this. The setup is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful with Elf, okay? This is a great setup. This is a past month for the stock, and it's kind of just been moving down. It's down about 3%. I love a setup like this, man. I don't like to see my stocks going into earnings high flying, because then you need to report such ridiculous numbers to even get that stock to keep any momentum. I like it when a company like Elf is going to those earnings kind of in a weaker place in terms of stock price, at least, right? And it's not really showing any strength. So, in regards to Elf, right, here's my opinion on the numbers. So revenue, I think that's going to be really tough to beat. Analysts are expecting them to have almost 50% revenue growth. I think that's tough to beat. If they beat that, my gosh, they deserve, some sort of trophy or something like that, because that's insane if they beat that, okay? I am expecting them to easily beat earnings per share. I don't see how they don't destroy earnings per share, to be quite frank. I mean, I would be disappointed if they don't come in with at least 25 cents of EPS. Or maybe even 30 cents. They should absolutely wreck that number. But I am concerned about this here. Okay, that's a tough number to beat there.